American foreign policy is at its best when we really face a crisis.
The United States is no longer going to be the policeman of the world.
Mr. Putin has said there need to be new rules of global order or there'll be no rules.
Syria is dead. There is no Syria.
When the US said we will not take sides, that was practically saying to China, go ahead, grab those reefs. And that's exactly what happened.
What's the common denominator? The common denominator is an American retreat.
Should we look for substitutes? Replace what America may be taking away?
I worry about some of the lessons that China is learning.
This is the time for them to challenge Americans' leadership.
Annexing Crimea, attacking Ukraine, throwing the international rule book out of the window.
No one else can do it. We will be the dominant power for the rest of this century, and we need a foreign policy that is adequate to our primacy.
My name is Johan Norberg. As a writer and analyst here in Sweden, it's my job to observe political, cultural, and economic happenings around the world. Through my research and my travels, I've come to recognize how the actions and interests of the United States pervade nearly every aspect of our increasingly global community. But in this period of economic doubt, terrorist attacks, and a trend toward political isolationism, I wonder if America's role in the world is beginning to change. How would that affect people here in Europe and all over the world? I've come to New York City to meet with Bret Stephens, Pulitzer Prize-winning columnist and author of the book America in Retreat, to find out where he believes America has scaled back its involvement in the world and perhaps sparked instability in the process.
Let me point to three key areas. One, of course, is the Middle East. Syria became the metastasizing cancer of the Middle East. A refugee crisis was born out of the chaos of Syria. The collapse of American credibility with a broken red line also comes out of Syria. Next, take the South China Sea. Not only is China trying to bully weaker powers like the Philippines and Vietnam, it's also trying to bully an equal power like Japan. And finally, take Ukraine. For the first time in recent history, the idea of Russia-NATO confrontation is realistic. What's the common denominator? The common denominator is an American retreat. It's a perception by the bullies of the world, whether they're in Beijing or Moscow or in Damascus, that American power, American assurances, American promises aren't serious, and that America isn't interested or isn't seriously interested in defending its interests, its values, or its friends.
Вот. Мирно жили люди. Мирно жили люди. Пришли украинские войска, которые борются с сепаратистами и террористами. Кусок шифера куда ушел.
In 2014, fierce fighting broke out here in eastern Ukraine between government forces and Russian-backed separatists. The destruction is inescapable.
В один момент произошла война. Неизвестно откуда и почему. Стреляли друг в друга. Значит, украинская армия была вот на повороте на Красный Лиман. Ну сколько тут, Ваня, километров? Километров 5. Вот там у нас стояла украинская армия. А вот здесь, вот здесь, вот возле шиномонтажа и напротив нашего дома, тут были окопы ополченцев. Где они взялись, что оно взялось и откуда они взялись, никто ничего не знает. Залетали и нашли мы в сарае это. Ну вот если двери вот такие дырки, понятно, какими осколками все это билось.
Вот осколки такие здесь летали. Ну, ты же видишь, что тут в огороде было, кто из нас, который там